at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with the Chicago Bears. Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down near the goal line. Because now, if they decide to go play action, something should be open there, and I think open big.
So maybe that's something that gets filed away for later.
I think without a doubt, you write it down, and if you see that look at a later date, go ahead and take your shot.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And looking for a lane, but none to be found for Sanders as they stop him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. They'll look to throw here. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Good job.
We're scoreless after one. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Sanders, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited by what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
2nd down and goal. Hurts. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert from 3 yards out. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Montgomery a 1st down and then some. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Back to throw, Fields. And he finds his tight end, Graham. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end, and he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Toss left to Montgomery. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2nd down and 8.
Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 29. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
Here's Fields.
Oh, he bowls over him. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields.
The connection made. It's Graham.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. The screen pass here to Cohen. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
A carry here for the big tight end. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They give it off here to the tight end. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. The toss play to Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
David Montgomery getting in from a yard out. And the Bears have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. So that'll back them up 5. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Sliding out of the pocket. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll throw now on the final play. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Second and 9. Now Fields. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
5 yards remain on second down. From the gun, here's Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A give, this is Montgomery, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
2nd and 5. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
Touchdown, Bears!
Cole Kmet.
A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Second down, back to Sanders.
They find some open field here. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, 38 yards.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. But we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. They hand off to their big tight end. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now a give running left with Montgomery. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 55 rushing yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Montgomery. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st down, Montgomery. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Montgomery. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. To throw is Fields. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And they'll get this down to the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
They try again with Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick here is good. And they take a 17-14. First sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnover.
Watch games now because here was offenses spending their time saying, look,